Dutch van der Linde's downfall in Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't sudden. It's a slow unraveling built on pride, paranoia, and the crushing weight of failure. At the beginning, Dutch is magnetic. He believes in freedom, in protecting the gang, in giving everyone a better life. For Arthur and John, he's more than a leader. He's almost a father. But every choice he makes after the Blackwater ferry robbery begins to expose cracks in that perfect image. The ferry job is where it all starts. Dutch's plan fails, people die, and the gang is forced to flee into the mountains. Instead of admitting he miscalculated, Dutch convinces himself it was just bad luck. That denial sets the stage for everything that follows. When Colm O'Driscoll is caught, Dutch refuses Arthur's plea to end the feud peacefully. Pride won't let him. He can't back down to his rival, even if it puts the gang in danger. In Saint Denis, his spiral deepens. The bank heist should have been the moment that saved the gang. Instead, it's a disaster. Hosea, his oldest friend and moral compass, is executed in front of him. You can feel Dutch snap. Losing Hosea means losing the one person who could talk sense into him. From that moment on, Dutch stops listening. His paranoia grows, and he starts pushing away anyone who questions him. On Guarma, his behavior becomes even more erratic. He leads the gang into helping a rebellion, not out of loyalty or principle, but because he wants to prove he's still in control. He starts to confuse recklessness with leadership, and you can see Arthur's trust in him start to crumble. Back in the States, Dutch becomes obsessed with the one last job fantasy. Whether it's the train robbery with Cornwall, the trolley station job, or the attack on the army, every plan gets bigger and riskier. Each time, Dutch insists this will fix everything. But the truth is, he's chasing a dream that's already dead. America is changing. Railroads, oil, and government control are swallowing the outlaw way of life. And Dutch can't accept it. Then there's Micah. Micah feeds Dutch's ego, telling him he's always right, poisoning him against Arthur and John. When Arthur gets sick and starts questioning Dutch's choices, Dutch sees it as betrayal. Instead of valuing Arthur's honesty, he clings to Micah's lies because they let him hold on to his illusion of control. That's why he abandons Arthur on the mountain. Not just because Arthur defied him, but because Arthur reminded him of a truth Dutch couldn't face, that he had lost his way. By the end, Dutch is unrecognizable. The man who once spoke about loyalty sacrifices his family for pride. The man who dreamed of freedom becomes a tyrant in his own gang. His decisions are no longer about survival. They're about proving he was never wrong. And that's what makes his decline so tragic. Dutch isn't just a villain. He's a man destroyed by his own ideals, by his refusal to adapt, and by his fear of being left behind in a world he no longer understands. Dutch's story is a slow collapse, and that's why it hits so hard. You don't just see him fall. You see him lose the trust of the people who loved him most. And in the end, he's left with nothing but empty words and a dream that died long before he did.